Well. Welcome to Diamond Niners Weekly for Week 10 of the 2023 season. We are finally on the air this evening to talk a little Charlotte 49ers baseball. This is Nick, and I am rejoined by Kevin.
What's up, Niner Nation? Glad to be back.
He is back. Producer Brad, that mad genius that he is, behind the scenes making it all go.
Hey.
And head coach Robert Woodard. What's up, Woody?
Hey guys, good to see everybody again.
Oh man, do we have a lot to talk about tonight? I'm just going to go ahead and just come clean with everybody, because I know we have a loyal listening audience out there. So we're running behind tonight, quite simply because we do a. Well, I'm already getting heckled from the peanut galleries. You know that it's 6:45. Yes, Tony Poovy. I know that it's 6:45. We do a softball podcast that some of you may have seen right before this. We record softball, then we do baseball live. And we just got done talking to associate head coach Taylor White. This was the first time we had a member of the staff other than Ashley Chastain on. And quite frankly, Taylor White just blew it all out of the water. Just amazing. So we ran long with her interview because we were having so much fun talking to her. And so that backed up everything. And then we got the pre-production, post-production on that, pre-production on this. I know you don't want to hear all that. I'm just making excuses. But we're here now, okay? Tony, we're here. It's 6:45. And yes, we're on the air. So I do apologize about that. Now, you did notice Kevin is back. Kevin, I believe that you took a family vacation last week, but still somehow you still turned your family vacation into like a Niner happening. Did you not?
Oh, yeah, we did. Went to the Orioles-Yankees game on Saturday night last week. Ended up watching Yankee BP with the kids. They were trying to catch home run balls in BP. And standing next to me was Bobby Rosinski. Niner fans know who Bobby Rosinski is, so hard to believe. All the way up in Baltimore, run into him, and then later on, walking through, and I see former 49er pitcher Matt Horkey in the crowd. So, talked to him a little bit. He's been in Baltimore 3 years since he graduated, and he's actually about to move back to Raleigh. So, good seeing some Niners up in Baltimore.
I got to be honest with you, Woody. Only Kevin would go on family vacation, go to an Orioles-Yankees game, and run into a former 49ers pitcher. That is like the most Kevin story I can even think of at this moment, Woody. That's just how this man rolls.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. And I remember recruiting Matt Horkey back in the day, back when I was at Wilmington a little bit.
Yeah, Matt was a good one for us. So that's pretty cool to hear he's moving back to North Carolina. So, okay, it's good to have you back, Kevin. It was not the same without you. Will did a great job. In fact, Will may be on the speed dial to bring back at any moment. But for now, it's good to have you back. So
the pressure's on me. I'm not gonna get Wally pipped or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what might happen. You may get Wally pipped. You just never know. Or, hey, I don't know. I mean, Will could come in here and then the two of you guys could take off with it. So, I mean, that's at least in the realm of possibility. But Will did a great job last week, seriously. So we appreciate him stepping in. We even had Coach Woody from a very undisclosed location out watching some high school baseball. So it's all good. All right, guys, let's just kind of get into this because man, we got a lot of W's to talk about, and then I think the Niners are playing like. Woody, I think you've got like 6, 7, 8 games scheduled this week or something like that we're going to have to talk about. So let's just go ahead and get started. Last Tuesday night, that seems like a long, long time ago now, but the boys did take on Winthrop at the Hayes. Oddly enough, and I didn't really realize this until it was over with, that is last Tuesday, so far as we know at the moment, was the last midweek game at the Hayes for this whole season. From here on out, we're either on the road, or like this Wednesday night going to be at Truist. So as far as the schedule sits right now, no more midweek games at the Hayes. That seems kind of funny to say, but it's true. The Niners get the win 4-3. Hale Sims strikes out 8. The big guy was just mowing people down left and right. 3 1/3, no earned runs, 8 Ks, got the W. Evan Michelson came in for a 2-inning save, no earned runs as well. Butch 2 for 3 with a double, got him a couple RBIs. Stahl was 2 for 4 with a double, and Austin Knight got in on the action with 1 for 4 with an RBI as well. But good team win for the guys, Coach. And I know that's a good series to have going back and forth here in the region with Winthrop, and you came out on the winning end again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was a really tight battle from wire to wire. And Coach Reginos was the recruiting coordinator at Clemson when I was a player back in the day. So, I've followed his path, and I feel like every matchup we've had with Winthrop has been really tight. And so, another good one last Tuesday. I was proud of the guys. I felt like the game really changed when Cam Fisher laid out for that ball in right, and one, he made the play and finished the play, but two, just I felt like the guys, really rallied right there when he had to come out and just fought, to go after the W, and did that, and then he was able to recover and be ready to rock this weekend. So just really proud of our team's resiliency and toughness that they showed last week.
Speaking of toughness, Woody, has anybody gone over there to the wall of the indoor facility and checked on the wall since Cam ran into it? Because if Cam ran into me like that, I wouldn't be okay.
I think we're calling it phase 3. We got to fix the indoor. That's phase 3. So, yeah, that new indoor project, thanks to Cam.
You got to move a couple bricks around. A couple bricks got to move out of place.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin, how many years have we been saying that thing should just be a few more feet to the right? Cam was just trying to move it.
Yeah. It's my understanding. All kinds of codes had to be that building is like to the inch, like meeting code, because they just kind of ran out of real estate as far as just all that stuff. So it's up on there. I usually get out there and try to see balls down the line, but there's some of them I know I have no shot of seeing. So I just stay in the dugout and rely on our first base coach or, whomever. But it's tough to see down there in the corner.
Yeah. So in all seriousness, we're glad Cam is okay, because he did hit a ton. It was good to see him in the lineup this weekend, because trust me, folks, if you didn't see it on TV or weren't there at the Hayes, Cam hit the wall a ton, and he was not feeling great when he got up. Ran into Cam at the softball game the next day, and said, "Hey, big fella, how you feeling?" He just smiled. He said, "A lot better than I was yesterday." So that was good. Glad we got Cam back on the field. But yeah, so then Kevin, after getting through that midweek, we head to Texas.
Yeah, a third road trip of the conference season. Head down to Houston, Reckling Park, take on the Rice Owls. I think the tone was set for the weekend in that game. Wyatt Hudapole and Parker Smith went head to head, a true pitcher's duel. I think there were 8 hits total in the whole game. 1 run scored. It's funny looking at the box score here. The scoring summary is 1 line. Cunningham single, advanced to second, RBI. So, Wyatt Hudapole pitched a great game. Parker Smith pitched a good game as well. But Niners came away with a 1-0 win. 3 hits were enough to get the W. And Coach, talk about you love to see pitchers duels, and Wyatt, he's been doing it quite a bit as of late.
Yeah, those are the kind of games that honestly, when our coaching staff came to Charlotte, is like, those are the kind of games that we want to be very comfortable in. And I feel like as the years progressed, you can watch our team in these types of games just playing so much more comfortably and, relaxed than maybe we were 2 months ago or that sort of thing. So, Wyatt set the tone for us, 9 Fridays, really. I think that's 6 quality starts in a row, which, you can put an asterisk by a couple of them that weren't, because he's just been a warrior for us, to start each series. And he works extremely hard. I wish people that come to watch him pitch could really see him go about his business and prepare, because I think everybody would be kind of, taken aback a little bit by how hard he works and how prepared he is. Because I've coached a lot of pitchers over the years, and I don't know if he's on the very short list of in terms of the hardest workers I've ever coached. And it just, that you have to be able to go out there and I mean, he's basically, here you go, there's 95 to 115 pitches every single Friday for us. And he's holding his stuff and getting stronger as the game goes. And you just don't take those types of starts and athletes for granted. He's really, really good. And it's I look forward to every game, but I certainly look forward to his starts. And to your point, Parker Smith for them they matched each other pitch for pitch, and I love that stuff. I really do. I love those kind of games. And to see us come out on top of a 1-0 ball game in that environment on the road, with that, in a conference series, I mean, it's huge. I mean, those are the kind of wins that it affected the rest of the series. It affects the rest of the season. And I think you saw it in our confidence in play the rest of the weekend, and hopefully that'll continue into this week.
Big moment in that game, Coach, over there at third base, as the Rice runner he overran third, frankly, and was kind of caught in no man's land. And when he got the stop signal put on, he had to slam on brakes and try to scamper back to third, where he met Brandon Stallman, who the ball had come in from left field, and Stahl made a heads up play and like literally dove for the bag, and got the big out there at third base. That was kind of a key defensive play there in that game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think, Dante and left, and he's done it so many times, is he's gotten the ball into the base and in a quick manner, and put us in a position to have a play if a mistake was made. And fortunately for us, a mistake, it was. And if that's a day game, the grass probably isn't wet. He probably doesn't slip, but it was a night game. And you'll see it tomorrow. You'll see it tomorrow night. I know the grass at UNC, that time of night, it's going to be a little bit slick too. So that's just kind of the nature of it. And we caught a break right there, and the game doesn't give you very many of those, and we capitalized. And so B. Stahl put a really great tag on, and thankfully the umpire was in a really great position to see the tag applied, because there was no replay last weekend. So, if the umpire's not in it's actually Jose Esteras. If Jose's not in position there to make a great, to have a good look at it, and he misses that call, then, things change. So I'm just thankful that, Dante got the ball in well. B. Stahl put a good tag on. Jose was in a great position to make a call, and there we go. Now all of a sudden we've got that runner out, and instead of having the winning run at second, it's the tying run, and we get out of it.
Coach, I want to sidetrack us for a little bit. In our pre-show meeting, Nick and I talked about this, about replay not being available for the weekend. How many schools in Conference USA do not have replay available versus how many have that available? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, I think we're the only one. I would imagine Dallas Baptist probably does have it. I think we might be the only school that has it, which is unfortunate. And then I think every school in the American next year has to have it. So, yeah.
Okay, so it's not something that's we talked about in the pregame meeting at home plate, they either have it or they don't, right?
Correct. Yeah, in Conference USA this year, it's the program's discretion, and it's not mandatory to have. So, thankfully, our administration, as far back as last year, supported us in every fashion to have replay. I'm just a big supporter of it. I think we all want to get the calls right, whether even if it goes against us. I just think we would all rather the student athletes decide the outcomes, and when outs are outs and hits are hits and those types of things, they should be, because that the guys deserve it, and let the players decide the outcomes. So this will be the last year where in conference we're the only one, so just kind of is what it is.
I'll give not only you guys on staff, but our administration, Woody, a lot of credit, because there are a number of mandates coming for the schools that are moving to the American, including the Niners. Rice is one of them as well. And I think it's great that you're starting to see our whether it's moving to ESPN Plus, the production quality. I feel like we're already starting to meet some of those standards ahead of time. And some of our conference mates that are coming with us, and we're talking to Rice as well, are going to have to play some catch up. So I say that as a way of complimenting what you guys and our administration have been doing. We're not in a lot of instances, we're already kind of going to be there at the league standard when we come in. So that's a good thing. Yeah. Question coming in.
It just falls in line, honestly, with our administration, our athletic department. I mean, you can look at every single program, and there isn't a single program that isn't pushing the envelope to try to push to the forefront of the conference. And it's things like this that apply, and that's what makes that's one of the many things that makes our athletic department right now so special, is that with Mike's leadership and Darren Spees and everyone, Matt Messina, installing all the tech and the video board details and the replay and all those things, that just, it takes a village, and everybody in this village, I can assure you and all of our athletic supporters for every sport that we are full speed ahead as far as making progress and competing for championships. And that's not just our sport, that is every sport.
And I'll say that it really, stuff like that matters. I mean, getting the broadcast moved to ESPN Plus is clutch, because yeah, I think it's well documented on this show, Kevin, our feelings on Conference USA TV.
Well, yeah, I think we get spoiled because we have replay at the Hayes, and then when we're watching it on TV, and we see a call that's closed, and it's obviously not the correct call. We're waiting for that replay sign, but it never comes. So it's kind of, we get spoiled having that. So we're very thankful that we do have it at the Hayes.
And this weekend we were seeing replays. So I don't know. A question came in. Do we know if replay is going to be available at Reckling Park for the conference tournament?
Conference tournament, there is replay. Yes.
Okay. So that question came in. Speaking of questions coming in, looks like we got a decent amount of folks watching here live. If you're out there, drop a comment in the chat there. It comes straight through to us. Just say, hey, let us tell us where you're watching from. Say hello. If you have a question, drop that in too. Questions, comments are always welcome. But hey, just say, hey, it's nice to know you're out there. So go ahead and drop that in. Kevin and I need positive affirmation. Do we not, Kevin?
Sure. We do.
Woody doesn't need a pitcher. He doesn't need. He's a tough-nosed pitcher. He doesn't need positive affirmation. But Kevin and I, we need every bit of it we can get. So just say hello in the chat. We appreciate it.
Sorry to sidetrack us. Go ahead, Nick.
No, that was great. That was absolutely perfect because we did talk about that. So I think that's something that we needed to hash out there. So moving back to the series on Saturday, another good performance. We end up seeing Andrew Spolyar no hit the Owls for 5.2 innings. 5 Ks on the way. He picks up the W. Danye comes in and picks up a save on 2 innings pitched, no earned runs. Homers from Jack and Jake, which are always fun. And the Niners walk away with a 4-1 win. And really, I thought what was interesting from a fan standpoint, Coach, was that day watching the end of that day, refreshing the standings and seeing the Niners all the way up to third after that win on Saturday. That was a good feeling. But another great team win on Saturday, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, and it was a hot one too. That's probably the hottest game we've played in this year. So you could see as the game progressed, just the guys, Donna Nemo, our athletic trainer, she did a phenomenal job just with liquid IVs and keeping our guys hydrated because it was warm and the guys were getting after it. And so, yeah, I mean, it was, again, 4-1, but, there was multiple moments where that game, we were down 1-0 at one point, and then Jake puts us ahead 2-1. And then, we're able to scratch across a couple more, but, these games, they come down to 5 pitches or less typically. And that was just another one.
So go ahead, Kevin.
You mentioned Danye Evans picked up his first save of the season. So that's pretty good to see all as well. We got 2 good save opportunities this weekend. Evan Michelson got the save on Friday and Danye got in there on Saturday.
Yeah, Danye's been awesome out of our bullpen. I mean, he's really he and Evan both. I mean, they've come into some big spots and been really good. Fun to watch.
So speaking of replay, I think some of the fun started on Saturday with a play at second base where they seem to have a foot off the bag. I'm assuming, Coach, without asking you to make a comment on the
What's that? I'm losing you.
The play at second base with the relay throw with the defensive player with his foot off the bag.
Yeah, I mean it's okay to talk about it. I mean, it's one of those things where it's a routine double play, and it's the whole vicinity rule, and what you really kind of. What's important is like when we turn routine double plays in the vicinity, like guys are out by 4 or 5 steps, 3 or 4 steps. But when you hold the bag, it turns into a 1 or 2 step. Lost my stand there. It turns into a 1 or 2 step. Turns into a 1 or 2 step play. And it's just the difference between a play being 1 step or versus 3 or 4 step is big in terms of just applying pressure. So. And I've had multiple conversations with, Troy Fullwood, the umpire supervisor. He's really great. And, it's great learning experience for me every time that he and I speak, because he kind of gets me up to speed on some things. And he told me last year, he said, Coach, if there's ever a routine double play and the middle guy, whether it's your guy or not, like, you're supposed to replay that. And, so I thought that was the case from my vantage point, and the umpire didn't think that was the case from his vantage point, and that's fair. That's part of it. But I got a little frustrated, when the next pitch was a 2-run home run instead of what I felt like should be a 3-run homer, and I let my emotions get the best of myself, and just fighting for our team, and it happens sometimes. So just learn and move on.
So you kind of open the door to it there. I'll just open the floor to let you say whatever you do or do not say about it. But you and Phil, Coach Siebes, y'all had a little adventure there pretty soon after. We saw 2 ejections, starting with Phil, and Siebes got the heave ho, and then not too long after that, you did. I know you got to watch what you say, but say or not say whatever you want to about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, it's like it's part of the game. Our coaching staff, I mean, we talk about these things all the time, and we talk about how, we should never get thrown out of games. It's not, we don't, it's not good for us. Or we feel like it's more important for us to be in the dugout. It certainly happens, right? Like, I mean, I don't think there's ever been a baseball coach who's gone an entire career without getting ejected, but it doesn't, it's not something that it's not something we look for. And, I mean, between innings, coach was watching the pitcher warm up, and the umpire asked him to move, and, we're game 35. And so pretty much everything we do at this point of the season is we've been doing it the whole way. And, it just felt like, I guess I'll kind of just say it felt like Phil was driving 46 miles an hour in a 45-mile-an-hour zone. And not only did he get pulled over, but he got a speeding ticket, and he had to go to court, and he had to pay all the fees. So I guess that's the best way I can say it, and that's, it's certainly, it's fair. Like rules are rules. Like we understand that. But like I said, if everybody gets pulled for going 46 and a 45, then it's a lot of, it's going to be some long lines at, the courthouse, I guess.
Well, it was hot out there. It was hot out there, Coach.
Yeah.
People's fuse are short on this when it's hot, right?
Yeah. But it was,
So what do you do? Go back to the locker room and break out a deck of cards?
Yeah, we have to be out of sight, out of sight, out of sound. So we went outside, out of sound, and again, just we got to follow the rules and do what we're told in that situation. And I give all the credit in the world to our players and Coach Bick and Coach Simmons and Coach O and the rest of our staff. I mean, it's just they fought, they fought hard and continued to fight hard, and had some people step up who, whether it was, kind of Evan Michelson coming down and helping Coach O with some pitching stuff, and just Coach Simmons going out and coaching first base. That's what great teams do, is like next man up, pick one another up, and it's just an opportunity for guys to, to lead. So I was just really proud of our club for how they did that on Saturday and Sunday, for that matter.
Speaking of Sunday, the theme for the weekend was great pitching, and Paxton Thompson delivered on Sunday. 5.1 innings pitched, 2 earned runs allowed, 7 Ks. He picked up the W. Every player got a hit for the Niners. Kind of exploded late in that game. Spencer Nolan, first career homer. Let's go down the list. Homers by Cam Fisher, Will Butcher, Brandon Stallman, Austin Knight, and doubles, Jack Dragum, Jake Cunningham, Cam Fisher, Austin Knight. So a lot of offense. I think we kind of poured it on and late in that game. Coach, tell us a little bit about Sunday's game.
Yeah, I mean, I was really proud of Paxton, certainly. And then CK comes in there, gives us 35 really good pitches, and then Hale comes in there and closes the door on the mound. But, Rice had some really good arms, they're lined up for us on Sunday. And so, I'm just really proud of our position guys and, the quality of bats that they put in there, and they kept fighting and just grinding, and we're able to break through, for a couple of big innings there. It's just really hard to do. It's hard to win series on the road. Certainly hard to sweep on the road. And that Coach Cruz and his staff there, they're in their second year, and you can see a noticeable difference. They threw some really good arms at us, and we were just able to kind of break it open there a little bit in game 3, but it was a really close series from wire to wire.
Right, definitely hard to get a road series victory, much less a sweep. First sweep of the season for the Niners, and it came at a great time. It was the Niners are getting hot. So you mentioned Hale Sims. He closed it out on Sunday. Looks like the game notes came out. He's going to be on the mound tomorrow night in Chapel Hill. Talk a little bit about Hale and his performance this season.
Yeah, he's kind of gotten, and he did this last year, right? Like, he just kind of, as the season progresses, he just gets kind of stronger and stronger, and he's got the ability. I think he went 4 or 5 innings for us last week on Tuesday, and we kind of had the discussion as a staff. Not only do we think we thought he was a good matchup against that Winthrop lineup, but we said, he's mostly been throwing 1 and 2 inning appearances for about a month or so, and it's a good opportunity for us to kind of lengthen him out. And if he throws well, then that lines him up for the next Tuesday to start against the Heels. So we kind of had that discussion a week ago today about Hale, and to his credit, we talk. You hear us talk about opportunities all the time. He's just done nothing but made the most of every opportunity that he's had since he's been here, really. And I'm excited for him to go tomorrow night, and I know our team is. He's one of our leaders. He's one of our best pitchers, and he's just one of the best teammates. So, yeah.
So after the big weekend, and I just gotta say, Coach, that game yesterday, that was good. That was a lot of fun. There's no other way to say it. That was just awesome. It had to be a great trip back after that. The bus ride to the airport, the whole thing had to be fantastic. But as we end the weekend, big week coming up, which we'll get to in a minute here. The boys are 19-15 overall, 9-5 in the league, which is good for third. That SOS is still really high, and it's about to get higher, I have a feeling, next couple of days. Strength of schedule is 20. RPI is 52. We're on a 5-game win streak, won 8 out of the last 10 ball games. The guys are getting hot at the right time. We're in third place, 3 games back. And the good news about that is that the 2 teams in front of us still have to play each other. So somebody's getting some L's somewhere along the way. Man, game on, Coach. This is a wide open race.
Yeah, we just keep plugging, and the only game that matters is tomorrow. So we really aren't getting ahead of ourselves. And, I feel like our guys are, they've really grown over the course of the season. And I'm really proud of them for that. We talk about it all the time. Like, it's really important to us, not only this year, but every year as a program. Like, when people come watch us play in February, and then they come watch us play in March, we're better. And they come watch us in April, we're better. And they come watch us in May, we're better. I mean, to me, that's always been a mark of a great program is can you, it's great to come out hot and that sort of thing, but can you get better as the season goes? And we always want that to be a staple of our program. And, to this group's credit, they're doing it, and I'm excited to see them play tomorrow night.
Now, Kevin, we're gonna talk about Pro Niners assignments here briefly before we move into talking about the really big week of baseball. But did have a question come in, Coach, and I'm gonna need you to interpret what this question even means. Yeah, there we go. Our boy Feet. That's a great profile pic, by the way, Feet. the chess championship without Magnus? What does that even mean? I mean, help me.
Well, I'm not, I'm pretty tunnel vision on, my chess tournament stuff. That was kind of in the winter, so I'm a little bit rusty when it comes to, what's going on in the chess world right now. But I'm assuming that there's a huge chess tournament going on, and Magnus Carlsen, number one player in the world, isn't playing. And I do know he's playing a lot more poker now. So I don't know. I mean, he's kind of earned the right. He's won so many world championships, like he can kind of do what he wants. So I don't know. It'd be better with him, that's for sure.
I mean, Feet's wanting to know about Magnus. I'm like, is this WWE? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, Magnus Carlsen, number one chess player in the world from Norway.
So there you go, Feet. That's all you're going to get from us. Because Kevin, do you have any comment on Magnus?
Well, our goal is to bring you stuff you can't find in the box score. So that is definitely not in the box score.
Or hardly anywhere else. Why don't you give us a rundown on the Pro Niners that just got started?
Well, real quick before we move on to that, we picked up some hardware today. Wyatt Hoodapole was named Conference USA Pitcher of the Week. Kind of a no doubter. I thought actually we had a couple of candidates for this week, but Wyatt with the shutout on Friday picked up the Pitcher of the Week in Conference USA, third different player for the Niners to win Conference USA Player of the Week. Austin Knight took it home once, and Cam Hansen took it home as well. So good to have three different guys winning weekly awards so far this season. And Coach, you mentioned, talked about Wyatt earlier in the show about the Friday night game. Anything else you want to add about him taking home the Player of the Week, Pitcher of the Week honors?
No, it's just hard to believe that I think it's his first one. Even when he punched out 17, there was, I think, a pitcher threw like a no-hitter, a CG no-hitter or something like that, the same week that he did. So, it's not even his best stat line of the season. But I mean, he was sensational. It's also people. He had pitched the previous Thursday, so he was actually on an extended rest, which in the pitching world is not necessarily a good thing. It kind of gets you off your rhythm a little bit. You can be a little bit too rested. So, he fights like he always fights. And I mean, every single game this year, he gives us a chance to win. So it's just huge for us. Pumped for him.
Yeah, I actually thought he'd won it once before, and I was looking to see if I was correct or not. But I do remember that guy throwing a no-hitter for Western Kentucky the same weekend that Wyatt broke the school strikeout record. So glad I wasn't misremembering things. But Nick, you mentioned the Pro Niners assignments. I'm going to run through these real quick.
I'm assuming from that Friday night game, whoever won that game, the only thing, the pitcher of the week was going to go to whoever got a W right there between those two guys. Yeah. And I'm just so glad that it was Wyatt.
Yeah, no, I mean, the Parker Smith was sensational against us. I mean, we really didn't have much of an answer, and he was on, and, again, that just Wyatt's got guts, man, and he's tough to beat.
Yeah. That makes it even better. So, yeah, Kevin, let's do Pro Niners.
All right, yeah. Minor league season's underway, and we got a lot of guys playing pro ball out there. I want to run through real quick our assignments for the year. For the beginning of the season, Josh Maciejewski, he's been assigned to Somerset AA for the Yankees. Right now, he's on a 7-day injured list, so but he should be back in action soon, I've heard. Aaron McKeithen, he's in High A. Peoria Chiefs in the Cardinals organization. He ended the season last year there as well, so he's back in familiar ground. Bryce McGowan's out west again with Fresno, single A affiliate for Rockies. Dave McCabe back with Augusta Green Jackets in single A. He kind of ended the year last year there. He's had a pretty good season so far. And Nate Furman, he's been tearing it up. with the Lynchburg Hillcats in the Carolina League. They're the single A affiliate of the Guardians. And his first professional, I guess, month, he's been tearing it up on the field. Spencer Geesting out west, he's with Hillsboro Hops, the high A affiliate of the Diamondbacks. Had a good start this past week. Quentin Martinez, he's been assigned Inland Empire 66ers out in the West Coast. He's a single A affiliate of the Angels. I think he's pitched in 3 relief appearances so far. And then we got Zach Jarrett. He's playing in Atlantic League with the Gastonia Honey Hunters again. And their season gets started later in April. And Reese Hampton, he is playing with Savannah Party Animals on the Banana Ball Tour. So that's our rundown
later in the year.
What's that?
The Bananas and the Party Animals will be in K-Town.
Oh yeah, it's their games are on YouTube. They're pretty entertaining to watch. But yeah, there's our rundown of where the guys are. Like I said, guys are doing some good things out there so far.
This is the most we've had. I don't know. Certainly, this is the most we've had since we've been doing this. And I have a feeling in the not so distant future that list will get a little longer too.
Right.
So yeah, it's only going to go up from here. And folks out there, listen, we are fully aware that there is a lot of Nate Furman content out there right now, and there's 2 reasons for that. One, he's Nate Furman. So Kevin, what does he do?
He gets on base.
Yeah, when I point at you, you speak. He gets on base. And 2, to their credit, the Guardians minor league system has, I don't know, Kevin, will we call them like an equivalent to us, covering nothing but Cleveland Guardians minor league system? I mean, they're relentless with their content.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They got a lot of highlights every day.
Yeah, the Guardians farm system has I don't know how many people it is, but they got some real sickos like Kevin and myself and producer Brad, and so the Furman content is on point, and we're here for all of it, of course. Also, really cool, by the way, Kevin. I don't know if you picked up on this. We had a chance to talk about it, but David hit his first home run yesterday, and they had one of the kids. They had a kid in the booth getting to be a guest announcer for that half inning, and he got to be there. David hits the home run, but we've got the announcer in Augusta calling David Big Maple. So that's that's just a thing, right? We're taking that one all the way to Atlanta.
That's right. That was really cool to see that.
Yeah, so pretty cool stuff, man. And we're gonna. We'll have a chance to talk about these guys as the season goes on. In fact, we've even discussed, I know you all are just, this is the content you didn't know you needed. Well, we're talking about keeping this show going in the off season, maybe coming back once a month over the off months, and just talking about giving you updates on guys like what the guys are doing in the minors and stuff like that. So, you've got that to look forward to this summer, maybe the opportunity to see more of us during the off season. Why not? So Woody looks like he's here for that. Yeah, great. Yeah. See more of these guys. That's fantastic. So we'll keep you up to date on what the Pro Niners are doing. Let's turn the page here and start talking about the week ahead, because this is Woody, when you said, since you've been here, we'll play anybody, anytime, anywhere, and you're scheduling this whole season demonstrates that. But if you recall, way back when, the first time we got to look at this schedule, I pointed to this week and said, oh my God, what are we doing? So here we are on the schedule. We are starting off with a trip to Chapel Hill tomorrow night, and then we're going to come back to Charlotte and play East Carolina at Truist. But you're making yet another return trip to Chapel Hill tomorrow night. So why don't we start by talking about that?
Yeah, no, I mean, like you said, it's just we're in Charlotte, North Carolina. There's no reason why we shouldn't play a really, really strong schedule. And I think I think when the dust settles at the end of the season, I think that we're going to look back and, probably be glad that we have the metrics that we do in terms of, um, you know, being evaluated for the NCAA tournament. So, yeah, I mean, it's we're gonna it's our second game against UNC, and we're going up there tomorrow night, and then you get to play East Carolina, kind of a rematch of the 2021 regionals, in the Knights ballpark, which is one of the nicest ballparks in the country, and here comes another conference series. So yeah, I mean, that's part of it. I mean, it's this time of year, the guys want to play. They want to play. They want to play in big games, and we all love practice, and we get better at practice. But I've always believed that by the time you get to the middle of April, the end of April, like the guys want to play, and they want to play in big games. So that's kind of the thought process in terms of playing. And you saw with who we played a really good South Carolina team a few weeks ago and uptown, and we're able to play a really great game and come out on top there. So that's just the nature of it. It's how to your point, like we want to play the best of the best. I mean, for us to go where we want to go, that's what we have to do.
So I'll ask it this way, kind of taking these games in tandem. What's you've named Hale as a starter for Tuesday. Certainly, I guess, and you're more weeks than not, you're playing one midweek game and you're playing two this week. So how does that alter your strategy or your thinking about, particularly about managing the arms of your pitching staff?
We just really go one game at a time, honestly. And other parts of my career, you can kind of get caught up in we certainly have pitch.
I think Woody got caught up. He's been dropping that phone. He was trying to prop it up. Poor Woody. He is looking so chill in his sunroom there, and he just wants his phone to stay up, and it is, and now it's just
not cooperating. It's not
cooperating. He'll be back in a minute. In fact, he may already be back. Nope.
Yeah, it's not working.
He popped back up on there at the bottom, Brad. Then he went away.
Yeah, it wasn't connecting for some reason.
Somebody call Will Lancaster real quick. We need a lefty.
Yeah, somebody call the bullpen. We'll get it. Here he comes. There he is.
Well,
I think.
Is he here? There he is.
There he is. Hey, welcome back, Woody.
Sorry, guys.
We got Will Lancaster warming up in case.
Left-hander. Yeah, no, I mean, I think we were just, to get back, just you go one game at a time, and you have an idea of who's gonna, who might be the next piece of the puzzle, but you really just kind of go one game, one inning, one pitch at a time, and we feel really confident about just kind of our, you've seen our pitching staff. Like, we've had so many guys pitch in a variety of roles, and guys who have started come out of the pen, guys who pen come out, started, and there's been guys that have pitched regularly and have been doing fantastic, and then there's guys that have continued to work, and then here comes an opportunity, and those guys come in and they do great jobs. So I think I love these types of weeks because I think you get to see some of the guys that have worked really hard and make the most of some really great opportunities to help us win ball games this week, just like they've been doing the last few weeks. So just kind of one game at a time, and we've got some options for who will start on Wednesday, but we'll get there once we finish, once we take care of business tomorrow.
Yeah, weeks like this, they really test your pitching depth, and it's kind of like what you're going to see in a conference tournament or a regional atmosphere where you are playing back-to-back days, and you got to kind of manage your arms like that.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, exactly. So that's, we might as well get used to it.
That game is tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. It is going to be shown on the ACC Network Extra. But from what I can tell, some of the text and messages we've been getting, it sounds like we've got a lot of Niners up in that area, and some are even going to make the trip up. So there'll be some green in the stands up there. And I even heard a rumor that if every week Feet Davis is always commenting here in the chat on the show. I heard a rumor that Feet is going to be in person. So if you watch the show every week and you've ever wanted to meet Feet, I don't know, maybe we could get Feet sign some autographs or something. But he's coming out possibly tomorrow night to watch the game. If you have a chance, get up there and check out the game and support the boys. Coach, at this point, you've been up there, and I'm if I try to put a number on it, I'm probably gonna get it wrong. Is this your fourth visit back there as a head coach?
As a head coach?
As a head coach. I know you've been back several times.
Yeah, I think this is three as a head coach, and I don't know, probably 13, 14 times as in a different dugout. So,
So at this point, I mean, I know it's always, you've got such deep roots there. We get that, but does it become a little more routine at some point, or is that just not something that happens?
It does, but you kind of try not to, just because, try not to take a day for granted, try not to take a game for granted. And, I assume that we're going to play there next year and the year after that and the year after that and the year after that. And, but just, that ballpark means a lot to me. There's, it's a lot of, just like the Hayes means a lot to our guys. You spend so many hours at a field every day and practicing, competing, and getting after it. It's just, there's been a lot of great memories. There's been a lot of tough memories there. I mean, I've won a lot of big games there. I've been a part of some really tough losses there. And, I try to invest a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in any place that I am fortunate to be, and spent 9 years of my life there. So, just try to stay present and give our team the best chance to win, because that bus ride home 2 years ago in 21 when we won there was awesome, and I want to feel that again. I want our guys to feel that again too.
I just want to go ahead for all the Tar Heel faithful that I'm sure watch this show. I'm going to go ahead and put this PSA out there for you. The guy in the visitors dugout, he is not "Hey you," he is not coach. That's Robert Woodard. He's your all-time wins leader. His face is literally plastered all over your stadium. Don't yell at him like he's just some visiting coach. You can yell at like me and Kevin if you want to. That's fine. We'll yell back. But that guy, he's kind of a big deal around your area. So you kind of embarrassed yourself last year, if you recall, Tar Heels. So just let's not repeat that this year. I'm trying to help you. Woody, how much I care about Tar Heel fans, and I'm just trying to help them out. That's all I'm trying to do. I want to save them the embarrassment of yelling at you like they have no idea who you are. So I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Thanks.
So you look, one love, man. We're one family, one team. Okay, we're all in this together. Tony come in with a question. It's kind of a follow-up to what I was talking about with the arms. So anything different you're doing from just the player care standpoint with playing 5 games in the week, load management, legs getting tired, et cetera, et cetera. So any thoughts about that?
Yeah, no, I mean, our players weigh in. All of our players weighed in today. So we track our body weights. We've got a number of guys that will go see Donna today. Our Monday's a very, very important kind of program recovery, program check-in day, physically and mentally. And then, I mean, we we really condition ourselves for this. Like, I mean, you ask any of our players, like our falls are challenging. We scrimmage a lot, and by week 2, week 3 of our scrimmages in the fall, like guys are a little bit banged up, they're a little bit dinged up. But then by week 4, week 5, week 6, they get more adapted, they get more kind of used to it. I mean, it's really what, like, it's like, conditioning your legs as a runner. It's like conditioning your muscles as a lifter. Like, it's, obviously it's all kind of combined as an athlete, but it's like, we've been conditioning for this, for many months now. And we're kind of reaching that point of the year where our practices are a little bit less intense, or a little bit shorter burst practice. We start to kind of trim some things out of practice that we feel like, we're just very intentional with the things that we do between games. Like Sunday, for example, like we didn't take batting practice Sunday on the field. You should argue that based on the score, we should probably never take batting practice on the field again. But, I mean, Eric McKibben, our director of performance, is phenomenal. I mean, if a major league team called right now, he could be in a big league dugout right now, training big leaguers. I mean, he's really good at what he does. Our guys are very fortunate to have that, and we put a lot of thought into that. So, in a sense, like once we get in season, like you kind of look at it like, if there's 15 weeks to a regular season, there's a first 5, a middle 5, and a last 5, and we're kind of just now starting that last 5 to where we really kind of lighten the load of the practice and the training, and we really kind of throttle down the playing and the competing a little bit more. So great question, and something we could probably honestly talk a lot more about, but our coaching staff puts a lot of thought into workload management and, acute to chronic kind of workload and training and that sort of thing.
I know it's not apples to oranges, but I think that the number of games that guys get used to playing as they come up, like say at a travel ball tournament, as they're coming up to the ranks, and not only the number of games they play, but the times that they play at. I think that's on some level, that's got to be good preparation for a week like this. Would it not be?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, but the biggest thing, honestly, is our fall and our preseason. Like our falls and preseason are challenging. I think a big mistake that some teams can make is that they try to almost do less. Hey, let's throw less, let's lift less, let's run less. Really in the fall and the preseason to avoid injury and those types of things. But then what happens is, you haven't built up kind of that tolerance and that. You really almost have to develop kind of like a callousness to you as a player to where, you push through those walls. And we've kind of reached that point now where we feel like we have, and then it's just about big things like, have very clear conversations with guys like Caden and behind the plate and Jack Dragum at short and Jake Cunningham in center and, all these guys, Nighty, Fish, just, some guys, if they need to come out early, we get them out early. If some guys need a day off, they need a day off. And then it's just kind of next man up and those types of things. And we put a lot of time and effort into it. There's because you want to be firing on all cylinders the last 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks of the season.
So Kevin, Wednesday night, Truist Field, Uptown Charlotte. This will be, if you thought about this one, Kevin, this will be the last non-conference matchup between the 49ers and the Pirates for the foreseeable future.
In the regular season. In the regular season.
Yeah, this is the last time we play each other as a non-conference opponent. Like
in the regular season.
Well, even if it's in the postseason, well, yeah, if we met them up that's fine. But as Woody says, one game at a time.
That's right.
But,
that's right.
We can't worry about that yet. But this is the last regular season scheduled non-conference matchup between the Pirates and the Niners. That's kind of interesting to think about.
Right. Yeah. They've got a good team this year again. They've got they swept Cincinnati. I watched a little bit of that this weekend. I think they run ruled them a couple times, but they're up there in RPI,
Nice.
10 RPI. And so, yeah, definitely going to be a challenge. Coach, briefly give us a rundown of kind of what to expect on Wednesday night.
Yeah, they're your pretty typical East Carolina team. They're tough, well-coached, hard-nosed group who, they're going to compete every single pitch and every single out. 1 through 9 is going to be a challenge. And, they've got a lot of different arms and a lot of different looks they can come at you with. So, haven't looked at them a ton. I've kind of been centered on our team and on the heels, but just a little bit I've looked at. That's what you should expect, and should be a really great matchup. In one of my favorite ballparks in the country, Truist Ballpark here in our city.
And the weather looks phenomenal for Wednesday. Tomorrow and Wednesday as well. But if and I'm preaching to the choir here. If you're watching this, whether it's live or later, we need Niners to come out there because you talked about the prototypical East Carolina team. Well, it's going to be a prototypical East Carolina crowd too. God bless them. They show up and get in behind their team. So, it would be good. It would be good to see a strong Niner crowd come out and back the guys because they definitely deserve it. They've put in their work, and it'd be great to see. And just a reminder, if you don't have your tickets, you need to get those from the Knights, not through your normal 49er channels. So head over to the Knights website and you can buy those that way.
For the Niner fans too, I'd be curious what color the skyline is going to be Wednesday night.
Oh, that was a leading question.
We'll see.
Yeah. Let's see. We got a great question coming in. Our buddy Chris Seifert. Any chance you could give Woody a break and get some summer ball players on the show? Heck yeah, man. We can always do that. We're always looking for ways to give Woody a break. And we will. In fact, I think, we talked about it. We're just the right opportunity hadn't presented itself. We need to rotate some guys on here before we get the season over, especially some of these seniors that are on their way out. So yeah, absolutely. We can. That's a great idea for this summer. Actually, is because we'll be tracking pro Niners and summer Niners. We could probably get some of them on the show. We're going to kind of maybe do a once a month type of thing. So why not? I mean, instead of just talking about these guys, we can talk to those guys, and we're gonna give Woody the summer off anyway. He knows that. He's already in his Florida room there. He's chilling. Yeah. He's relaxing.
Yeah, let's not talk about the summer.
let's talk about UAB then. Let's talk about
UAB.
Yeah,
I got you. I was answering the question that came in. I was responding to the question. So there you go. That's a great idea, Chris.
That is a great idea.
Last time we played UAB, I think Coach O was on the show and he kind of gave us a preview. We played them once already down there. We get to host them this weekend. Tell us a little bit about what you learned about UAB from the previous series and kind of what to look forward to from the week ahead.
Well, they got some really good arms, and we dropped that 2-1 game, and their starter was awesome against us, and just really, really good college game, and again, all their starters were really good against us, and it felt like just kind of we won game 1 and game 3. We kind of just won the battle of the bullpens a little bit, but I mean physically. They've got a tough group. I mean, I think the next game after we left their place, I think they walked Auburn off. So,
they did.
I mean, it's I don't know. Again, I haven't thought too much about them since we left their place, and I really am, centered on the Heels and a little bit on the Pirates. But yeah, I mean, it's Coach Dunn coming over from Sanford. I mean, he's got a lot of wins under his belt. Their coaching staff has a lot of experience, and I mean, you play a team 6 times, it's a challenge.
Yeah, nothing tops that eight game set against Old Dominion. But yeah, that was 8 in a row, and this is six spaced out. So it is what it is. But we'll check the weather a little later in the week. But hopefully there will be no sideways 50-mile-an-hour winds blowing fair balls foul, et cetera, this weekend at the Hayes. I mean, I hope that's the case anyway.
Yeah, the weather looks great.
Yeah, weather's looking good. Which, by the way, we would be remiss if we did not point out that Saturday is the spring football game. Biff Poggi's first spring game as head coach. So all of that, I believe I have this schedule right. The lots open would technically open at 11 o'clock for baseball tailgating, and then the spring game is at 7. Kevin, I believe I'm getting that right.
Yes, I believe you're right. Yes.
So you got Charlotte UAB at 3 o'clock at the Hayes, and then spring football game at 7 o'clock. Sounds like a great reason or a great opportunity to just pack a cooler and head to campus on Saturday morning and just stay all day. So it'll be a good day in Niner Nation on Saturday. So consider doing that with us on Saturday. Another suggestion. Everybody let's talk about the summer. I got another summer suggestion coming in, Kevin. It's been suggested we do a remote from the Cape this summer.
That'd be cool.
Hey, we need to talk to the corporate offices and get that flight written off.
Yeah, we would need to talk to Diamond Diner Corporate about that for sure. See if we can make that happen. But remote from the Cape would be pretty cool.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, let's pencil that one in, Kevin.
Right.
Dates to be determined. We got a lot of to go before we have to worry about that, but dates to be determined. Let's think about that one. All right, so we got the 3-game set against UAB. They're coming in starting Friday. Those game times are 6, 3, and 1. All those will be on ESPN Plus. You can join Jack, but if you're unable or it's too far to get to campus, you can join Jack on ESPN Plus. Other than that, come on out to campus. Weather's going to be great, and it's going to be every conference matchup is an important matchup, right? So, be a lot of fun out there. All right, I guess it's time to. Gosh, Woody, we got to get you to bed, man. You got a big week. I know.
We got in at 2. I got in at 2:30 in the morning last night, so I'm doing okay so far.
Man, and why do I feel like that Coach Bick probably got up at 6 a.m. this morning anyway, and just
6 earlier.
Started hitting the caffeine, didn't he?
Yeah, probably got on the bike, rode about 25 miles around Charlotte. Probably got a weighted vest run in and finished up with some yoga.
After getting in at 2:30. Man's an animal.
All the time talking on the phone too, doing his thing.
Yeah,
he probably got 3 players to commit while he was doing all that. All right, we're going to wrap this one up here. It's time to get out of here. It's been a good show tonight. Appreciate all you folks participating. This has been a good show tonight. Been a lot of fun. Last week was a fun week of Niner baseball, and this week has the opportunity to be yet another great week in Niner Nation. So we're out of time, folks. Look for this podcast wherever you find your podcast. Subscribe on YouTube. Turn on notifications for more content. Hit us up on social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, never TikTok. If you want to reach out, say hello. If you're old-fashioned like us, just say hello at the ballpark. We can't wait to see you out there. We'll see you. If we don't see you in Chapel Hill, we'll see you uptown in Truist, or we'll see you at the Hayes this Saturday For Kevin, for producer Brad, Coach Woody, this has been Nick saying we'll see you at the Hayes.
Just getting rolling. Go Niners.